Horror story after.
Go.
We are going live.
You only got 7 likes so far. What the hell?
Only 7? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm shocked too.
We are live on YouTube. Hey, welcome to Tamiya Tuesday. I've had a hard time keeping the guys to quiet down so I could start this. They were chatty, and then I said, I'm going live, guys. And then they kept on chatting. And then I almost had to mute them, but they did shut up because I use my big voice. And then everything worked out. So welcome to Tamiya Tuesday. And we have a bunch of guys in here already with us. And here they are, Trill Crawler RC, Brad Kelman with his buddy Steve, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
KBRC 13, Sang RC Athlete, and JMRC is in there also.
You disappeared on us.
And
Hey, everyone.
we're waiting for Captain Calgary.
Oh, the COVID guy.
Yes.
I thought you were considered Captain Calgary as a nickname there.
I'm just
Oh, yeah.
kidding. Green.
Oh, you're kidding? He's not coming?
No, I was kidding. He
Oh.
sometimes shows up in the chat. We did invite him to come in here once in a while, but I
he
don't
send
think
an
I have
email?
him on. I don't think I have him on the email list.
Let me check PlayStation app. He might be playing a Warzone.
Rex RC's there. RCB is there. Green Frog RC. Jack's Food hashtag Shorts is there. And Bambi's RC.
Captain Calgary's playing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now, so he's busy.
He's busy
Well, I got to get some information from you after.
killing people.
My mom is 66 years old. She's 5'2".
What does that have to do with Tamiya's? Does
Her
she has
nickname
any?
is Tamiya.
Okay. Does she have any Tamiya's?
She worked at Radio Shack before.
What does that have to do with Tamiya?
Everything.
Yes, Sean.
I'm going to get myself muted here real quick.
Well, I'm being nice.
And Radioactive Scale is there. He must be at work today. Every time I go live, he's at work and he can't come on here. So I'm going to start stirring the pot on those guys. Goosey Skunk is in there also. How you doing? Talk about a name for a YouTube channel. What kind of content do you have when you have a name like that?
Gucci Skunk?
Gucci Skunk. Queenie.
He sounds like some kind of gangbanger.
A gangbanger?
Yeah, Gucci Skunk. Man, don't mess with Gucci Skunk. Gucci Skunk mess you up.
Ace. So on Big Squid and on Scale News Update, I saw something today, which was kind of interesting. Tamiya's coming out with a quad track, but on this chassis, the GF01. What do you guys think about it?
I think it's
Thanks.
very cool.
Cool?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Different.
I do not. I think this is the worst thing somebody could have made up.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's a lot of, it has the fun factor, right? It's no other company makes anything close to this.
I gather that, like, maybe they had a brain fart thinking, okay, what else can we do? And maybe the guy came, maybe he worked at Traxxas and said, let's put tracks on it. Like, that's what Traxxas does. Let's put track on it, or let's put a different color. Maybe.
I think
Did
a
you know if
buggy.
they put FT in it? They put FT in it too. GF01.
I think a Volkswagen would have looked better.
Yeah. So they basically made this truck, and then they took these tracks and put it on this guy.
I have a feeling it'll turn better because of the shorter wheelbase.
Don't know. It's a good assumption. Now we got that one as quad track and this guy as quad track.
Oh, they even have them to fit buggies too. I've even seen someone actually put those on an Avante. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it does fit on a bunch of other cars because I've seen the model number for this, and they do mention a few models, the kit that it actually fits on, which is interesting. But not for me, thank you. I'll pass on that one. That's all good, Radioactive. He says he's not at work. He is editing at this moment, and he does not have a single Tamiya. So not a big knowledge base. It's just like John Martin. He has no Tamiya at all. So
What do you mean I have no Tamiya at all?
John has
I know,
three
just-
or four of them.
I just trying to get him roused up and get him speaking or something.
I don't have
Into
one.
the
I'm on
chat.
here.
Okay, it's KBRC 13 and Trail Crawler that doesn't have any Tamiyas.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Yeah, he's waiting for the hobby store to open.
I got one. So if you ever do a video that's dedicated to semis, I will relocate my computer and my camera and have my semis set up and my trailers and everything, and I'll show off my lights and sound.
Well, we see it right there over your shoulder. Over your right.
Your other right.
Your other right.
Right.
That was too easy. I had to do it. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke, but I had to do it.
The bad
Uh-oh,
Canadian.
the dog's attacking.
Oh, John's?
Yeah.
No,
I thought I saw a dog there or some
There
animal
is.
there.
there is.
Oh, if he's eating, the dog's going to be right here. Right here.
Hmm.
It's like this thing. All right, Molly's tuckered out. I had a couple of friends over earlier today.
Yeah.
We had a few drinks, then we went out trailing for like 3 hours, and then we just got back here a little while ago. And then a couple of us wrestled with Molly. I threw a toy at her earlier.
And she came back with a Tamiya.
No, it's a Tamiya Fox that I have. I threw at her, and it's still laying on her back, and she has not gotten up from her nap yet.
Okay.
Hey, Frank.
But even Tamiya can't wake up. Molly.
An invite.
What's up? What's up with you, Brad?
Wanted to get on the panel or in the chat room at least.
Yeah.
Just you forward him the email I sent you. Just go forward the email that I sent you.
I'd have to leave, and I don't know if I get back.
No, you don't
on.
have to leave. You just have to minimize. You just have to hit the square, the circle in the center of your screen of the phone on the bottom. If it's an Android phone, and it's going to minimize this app. It's just going to
Okay.
close your camera, and then you can use any other apps, and you can come back to it.
Web
Whatever,
URL,
my phone
documents, photo, box, Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive. That's what I have.
You have an Android?
Yes,
Yes.
that's what it's saying on this.
Hit this on the bottom. It's going to minimize everything and come back to your screen, your main screen. It's going to come back to that screen. Anyways, it's too complicated, Brad. I don't want to talk about that.
Hey, Sang.
Yeah, welcome to Android Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Let's see that sexy interior you got.
Yeah, Sang actually built we were talking about interiors for a MO chassis, and he had some interiors, but he said you really got to cut it up, and but
Yeah.
he did build something with
Yeah,
it. But he was showing it
You
off.
lose it already?
But I think he's
Oh, so I was going to show you. This is the rally. This is a rally car. It's Audi Quattro.
okay.
It's not painted yet.
Looks like Wonder Woman's car.
Yeah.
This is a Tamiya interior that I put together and airbrushed it today
You airbrush that on the inside,
on the outside.
on the outside?
Yeah, it's not a clear. It's a white. So it
Oh,
comes like this.
Okay. Did you take the film off before painting it?
There's no film.
There's no film.
It's not a
Are you
clear polycarbonate body.
Are you sure there was no film?
There's no film.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
that
So-
was
Yeah, so that's what I did.
Okay, cool. But now
that looks
does
real
not
good.
fit-
You're on
That
the-
does not fit on an MO chassis.
This
though.
this took me probably about 5 or 6 hours to.
blue lettering.
Okay, Brad, I muted you because you're talking while other people are talking.
All right. So this will fit in pretty much all the 110 scale Tamiya rally touring cars. You could cut this, and the way it fits is just in here. And then there's some foam that kind of holds it in place, and then the body post will hold it in place.
So that would fit in the bug.
No,
Yeah,
No.
well, you have
You
to
have to cut
cut it,
You
right?
have to cut it.
you have to cut the
The
sides.
bug. So if you look at this, you'll have to trim probably a little more because the bug is more narrow.
Okay.
Like you could actually chop this in half or whatever you need, right? I guess it's just a full length here for the touring car, but you could chop up this to whatever you need.
Yeah, I got a regular interior, one of them Pro Line ones. I'm gonna cut up to
Yeah.
put in the bug.
See, the main thing is you need the driver and the dashboard,
Yeah.
right? And then it looks realistic. You don't need this back part there.
Okay.
Like this part here is for the body post. You could cut it here, make
Yeah.
a hole, and we'll line up with the body post. So it sits in there, and the body post with the body clips can hold it in place.
Mhm.
And then the front, you could use Velcro,
Right.
whatever you do to attach it to the just close to the windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got on my other ones. Is Velcro.
So this is this, and then I made something for this car here. Now I took it out here. So this is an M chassis Tamiya Mo6. All right. So what I did with this, I made it out of styrene. Very simple. It's just a sheet, a rectangular sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just kind of stick a little more so that it lines up with the car. Because I cut this, it wasn't wide enough. So I just stick like 2 or 3 styrene pieces there to make it wider. And then I'm going to build a dash. I just haven't done it yet. I just put something here for now, but I'm going to build a dashboard out of styrene.
Cool.
I just started this yesterday. And then a driver, I just use a Tamiya driver.
Mm-hmm. What do you use for the steering wheel?
This was a driver for a Tamiya Hilux.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Then I just cut the steering wheel and I just glue it on there. And then if you put it into the chassis.
When you make that noise, you should mute yourself.
It goes in the chassis really easily. So here's the chassis. It has lights. It's pretty much.
Too many cables in the way. Now, when you painted that styrene, did you take the protective film off that one?
There's no protective film on styrene.
There's a good question for an RC questionnaire night.
One of my first build about, I don't know, 1988 or so, I put decals over a clear film. I didn't know there was a clear film. So anyway, it goes in pretty well snug in there.
Okay.
I'm still working on this because it's something caught here. Yeah. And then the back holes, I just lined up with the body posts.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it, now you have an interior.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just gonna address the chat real quick. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Hello, Queenie, Froggy, 907, Robert, aka Queenie, Rex, everybody. Just trying to say hi to people. Beats typing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's it.
Brad and Steve, I just have to let you know that both of you are going to have to keep your mic muted, but only one of you have to open it because you're in the same room. If you open your mics at the same time, it's going to cause a feedback. So when one of you have to talk, unmute your mic and say something, and then mute it again like that the other one can speak.
Like using walkie-talkies.
That is correct. It's two-way
Mhm.
communication. Welcome in here, Steve. Do you have any Tamiya, Steves? You got to unmute yourself. That's going to be the fun part for tonight.
I have 5 of them.
Yo, you got 5 of them. Good stuff.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm trying to do.
yeah.
They
Yeah, you have to bring down your audio. Both of you have to turn down your audio a little bit because it captures the other audio. So, but Steve, next time you have my email address. It should be in the email that Brad gave you. Just send me an email and ask to be put on there. And when you're at home, you can actually come on here.
I just copied the link and sent it to him in a text because I
Okay.
figured Brad would have issues, but I'll pass that on to him.
Cool. Rex is still
have
building his Porsche. Rex started building the TAO2 for the Porsche. I thought it was a TTO2 for some odd reason, but it's
No.
actually a TAO2 on the special edition Porsche
Yeah,
release.
special edition. That's why it's, yeah. I'm glad it's a TAO2, not the TTO2.
Mm-hmm. And me too, because if I get it, that means that's another chassis I don't have, because I do have 2 different TTO2s, which I normally don't. But in this case, I do, because I couldn't pass off that TTO2 because it had a 7.5 brushless motor in it. So I took it.
I think the TAO2 is a better chassis than the TTO2, but that's just me.
Hey,
Yeah.
did any of you see RC Driver's review of the TD2?
Nope.
Well, he got it and he put it together and he ran it.
The TD2, okay.
Yeah. Go
Now,
see if you can put, see if you
for
can share
people-
that.
For people that don't know, the TD2 is a 2-wheel drive buggy. They did release earlier the TD4, which is a 4-wheel drive buggy. So
Hey, show people the TD2, Frank. Can you?
I could, but I don't want to go to another guy's YouTube channel that does not come here to actually show some stuff, because I can get a strike. So I'd rather not. But I can
pictures
show pictures of the TDO2.
At TD2, I think you could go to Tamiya's website to get it, or Tamiya base.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, I'm loving the hair this evening.
What?
I'm loving the hair this evening.
Why do you say that?
You're bored, like that's the biggest amount of hair you've ever had, and you look fantastic.
You gotta be joking me.
Yeah, look, you look better with a slight curly afro than you do bald.
Well, my mom always said because of my size, I should have some hair on my head.
Oh,
Now you got beautiful curly hair, man. Grow it, grow that shit, and then call it Tamiya.
Lyle's a big jokester.
Oh.
There you go.
It does look different. It does look cool in the sense. I like how they've put the arms way more on an angle, so it's better when it hits the bumps. But again, where are the shocks? They're laid down shocks on these, just like the TD4.
Yes. Can you get other views? Excuse me. Other views of it?
Of not this one, no, not on this. It's got the video, but
It's still the cantilever type, like on the TD4, but they're a little more in an angle going up.
come on, you stupid. Doesn't want to go back. Anyways,
The front suspension is very similar, but there's a different angle for the front cantilever.
so
It's
you
more
pronounce
upright.
this astute.
Yes.
Like, what kind of car do you
Astute.
drive? Astute. Bless you.
It's named after a very famous racer type car that they used to make.
It's almost as soon as you say that name, you got to say bless you, bless you. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you notice, there is kind of fenders on the front wheels, which is kind of cool. It's different.
I was thinking it was going out the other end. Astute.
Astute.
Sorry.
The battery sits horizontal instead of vertical in the car.
And last week or this weekend, I did print my first resin printer.
Oh, you print that?
Yeah, I printed that here. So, and I did print the hinge. It actually goes here. That's the hinge to actually open up the hood at the rear. So the whole thing comes with it. But after printing it, let me spotlight for everybody so people can see it in big picture. Come on, camera. There we go.
Yeah.
So lots of detail on this, even underneath with the radiator and the cooling vents, cooling fins. So it's kind of cool.
Black background with silver.
After printing it, I tried putting it on my car. So I flipped the Mo6 and I noticed the big can right in the rear. I go, uh-oh. So that won't work. So then I looked at the MF01X. Same thing with that. It's a rear engine mounted. So that doesn't fit on that one. That means this rally car, I cannot do that for that. So then I started doing research. Okay, what the heck did this guy design this for? Because I tried it on the Mo3. It almost fits on the Mo3. With I got to do some modification, but it will fit. But it actually fits on the Mo4 because the Mo4 is a mid-engine chassis. But I've heard a lot of horror stories on that chassis, especially on the steering. Supposedly, it has a very bad steering on that.
No, the steering is actually really good. It's
Oh, yeah?
pretty direct.
So what is the problem with the Mo4 then?
There's no problem. I had an Mo4 and I think it has great steering. It's just a servo. I think it's mounted upside down, and then you just have a servo saver. So you have direct link to
Okay,
the.
but why do people don't like the Mo4?
People always complain, don't like things. They just, yeah, like the chassis came out like 15 years ago. So people's gonna say, well, there's nothing wrong. I used to race that Mo4. No issues with it. If you bring a picture up the Mo4, I could explain the front steering servo shouldn't have any problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do, it would be a minor modification.
Anyways, the Mo8 is a mid rear engine car or motored car.
The Mo8 is a mid. Okay.
You need to wait for it to come out, go down cheaper for yourself, like you said.
Well, it's not that bad right now for the Mo8, but I'd have to look real quick at the shock towers, see if they're close to the same, or if they're straight almost, or if they're slanted like the Mo3. So
I won't fit in the sand scorcher either.
Well,
My motor's in the back.
Look at the look of the Mo8. See if you can get a picture of that.
if Rex was in here, he could show us.
Yes, he could. I told him that don't forget to come here. The other day he says, "Oh, I forgot. Was it Tuesday already?" That's what he said. He loses track.
Well, those are pretty straight. It might fit on that. Need a picture of the rear though to actually see the rear.
They say that's the best handling rear-wheel drive vehicle in the M chassis.
I almost need a picture of the rear to see. Yeah, here's the rear.
I'd like to see a picture of the rear.
Yeah, I'd like to see pictures of rear. Don't you like to see pictures of rear? There it is.
Yes.
Look at how many gears are in there, but look how well they're synced together.
I cannot see any gears. Oh,
I
not the
cannot
picture
see
tank showing
gears.
anyway.
I cannot see gears either.
It's a couple over.
Yeah, I know on this one it shows
Yeah.
the gears, but on the picture I'm showing, it doesn't show the gears.
Right.
That's a ball dip, I think, too.
Yeah, but Brad, they're all plastic. They're gonna burn. The way I drive it, they're all gonna melt.
Aren't they nylon?
They're more nylon. They're more nylon and maybe even some fiberglass mixed in there.
Nylons
Oh.
are pretty decent. I've beaten some nylons pretty good, and they're definitely better than plastics. Not as good as metal, but nylon's pretty nice.
So is a nylon mixed with fiberglass. That's also pretty beefy for that
I've only had those in my airboats, which is like technically a plane prop. slightly off Tamiya topic, but yeah, I've got some airboats and yeah, fiberglass infused nylon props. They're really tough.
Actually, those gears are going to hold up more than you think, Frank.
I guess I could try to get my hand on an Mo8 and see if it fits at the back. I'm sure there's ways to try to figure out.
Anyway.
Usually it actually screws right here on the bottom, but there's no problem trying to figure something else for screwing it.
If you drive it French style, you'll be fine.
Oh,
Drive
that
it.
battery's that way too.
It
French style.
is just
Yeah,
a
as soon as
chassis,
you
Frank.
read an objective, you give up.
Frank, don't forget it's just a chassis that you get.
Oh, I know that.
And it's just a joke.
Ha 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 ha.
The classic French joke will never die. It's like German.
I am
jokes. They're gonna be around
tired.
forever.
I am very tired tonight, so the jokes are going to be very slow and very, or my humor, and it's going to be very short. So I might kick people out. And thank you very much for coming in
like
here,
this.
Rash the athlete.
Tabernacle.
I'm just toying
Like
with you.
this humor.
Just toying with you.
Toying with me on a Tuesday Tamiya night. I love it.
Toying.
Good
Sean's
joke,
our-
Frank. Good joke, Frank.
Sean's RC Adventure says they're all Radio Shacks. So what it matters? What's it matter? What's a Radio Shack? There's no Radio Shack stuff here. Radio Shack never carried Tamiya, as far as I know.
Well, actually, they did.
They did.
Yeah, they had a one or two ready to run. Oh my God, what is it called? There's a red monster truck. It looks like twin detonator, two motor, four-wheel drive, only two-wheel driver. It looks like the King or Blackfoot 3, but it's a different body. Yeah, Radio Shack did carry one time.
Cool.
I think they also had a Radio Shack Tamiya car that was a Mercedes.
Okay.
Possible.
Spin Rush says Arma gears are super strong also.
Says who?
Folk sang.
And then he says poke sang.
Is that what John said?
Yeah.
Think you got yourself a fan, sang.
No, I don't think I ever blew any gears in the Tamiya cars. Like, I don't think there's one Tamiya car that actually blew gears inside the transmission.
The only time I screwed up one of those gears is when the pinion came loose. That's it.
Okay. I'll do it.
Yeah. I don't think I ever ruined any gear in any Tamiya that I own. I mean, I replaced pinion gears because they come with an aluminum, really soft aluminum pinion gear that wears out quickly. But the plastic gear, no issue.
So you wore out the aluminum gear before the nylon gear.
Yeah, because something's got to give, right? So,
Yeah.
So they made the aluminum, or I think it's aluminum, a little bit weaker so that the nylon gear, I guess, lasts longer. Although I did restore some vintage Tamiya that are like 25 years or 30 years old that had some nylon gears that some of the teeth missing or broken. But I never experienced like building a new Tamiya and run it and having issue with the gearbox. I've seen other people had it because when I get the car, sometimes it's like running click, 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 and then I take it apart and I realize that one of the teeth is missing or broken off.
Okay.
So
What
if that happens.
The soft gear for pinning gear that they give with the pits, you usually can hear when they go bad.
Yeah, because they get like sharp, like pointy.
Okay.
That's why the guy sold it.
You hear a different noise, and he says, "Okay, probably have to replace the pinion. Get a steel one."
Just get Robinson Racing steel gears for like $6, and it's gonna last like
A lifetime.
time.
There's
Kurt's-
$16 here.
16. Yeah. Kurt's RC says Arma cars are the best. So
I
there's
can't believe
another
you
Arma
said that
lover.
on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading the chat.
Armor might be the best, but they're ugly.
They're ugly.
Oh, geez. Well,
They
look at
sure can jump. They sure can jump and handle good in the air.
oh
I
my.
can't afford the batteries or tires to own an Arma. That's why I don't have one yet.
Like do you find any Arma that looks like a real vehicle? Anything that looks scale? Nothing.
Yes.
Arma's a bashing brand, that's why.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm with Dennis on that one. Like I don't care what they look like. They perform amazingly. Like some of the street trucks, like I always forget, but there's the infraction and something else. That's
What
similar
about the
to it.
Limitless? Limitless looks like a real race car.
It
Don't know
almost
what-
looks like a F1.
Yeah, it looks like an F1.
All right, the Limitless.
See, you told me to name one that looked like it, so I did.
It's
Well, how
doesn't
about
that much like an F. It kind of.
The one that looks like a Corvette.
the Senton looks like an off-road truck.
Yeah, the Senton is a short course truck.
Yeah, you could say the.
So
What's
we
it
found two so far. We're on a roll.
That new one, that new on-road car.
The infraction.
No, the other the one that came out with the same time as the infraction, that the car.
Oh,
not
the Vendetta.
Vendetta.
Spinrest says, "Sang for the record, I am not a Arma Z-lot." Cool.
I was going to say the Felony looks like a
Later X.
road car.
Like it.
Kind of, yeah.
I like them. Like I love parking lot racing. I've been a fan of that for many, many years. And I love my Traxxas trucks for doing that kind of things, like slashes and 118 slashes. That's my favorite thing to run in parking lots. But I've always wanted an Arma. But the tires that they have are specific to the vehicle, and they're ridiculously priced. They wear out crazy fast, and I can't afford proper batteries to run an Arma. So I stick to like 3-cell trucks, because Armas want 4 to 8 cell, and I just can't afford the batteries or tires,
3 cells.
to be honest, to run.
Yeah,
No.
you need like a smart battery. Goes well with the Arma. Those
Yeah.
smart battery Gen 2 or whatever it is. And
They have
smart-
free-
They're ridiculously expensive up here. It's like, if you try and compare it to something else, it's like 6 tanks of gas or 2 months worth of food. I can't do it.
Yeah, but the Arma has come out in the last year, year and a half, with a lot of cars that are for the low budget. In other words, 3S and down. So they will run on 2S and they will run on 3S.
yeah, like the Sentin and
Yeah.
the
Vendetta, the new infraction that came out with.
But the
Yep.
problem with that is it's an entry level car. I call it an entry level, but people are taking the electronics out and putting 4S and 6S in them, and then they go and complain that they keep blowing diffs. Of course, it wasn't built for that power. Like, stop.
it's the spur gear and the dry shafts.
Oh, the rear diff and front diff. I've heard a lot of people blowing
Yes.
them.
I have one that's damaged right now.
Well, if you're putting 4S power in it, yeah,
No, I'm running just 3S.
or 3S is still a lot of power. 3 or 4S is a lot.
Well, I'm saying it's stock standard saying 3S,
Yeah.
so it should be able to withhold its own.
It should be.
Should be.
That's why I love slashes. Like, you can throw a 3-cell in a slash all day. I lose a Valenian system. I throw in a 3800 kV Castle system, and you can run 3S on that for all day, and you're not gonna, unless you smash on a curb or something like that. But yeah, you're not gonna kill anything on that day. It's great.
The only thing you might kill running 3S on it is the drive shafts. Eventually,
the first thing that usually goes for me is that bearing that's right in front of the center diff. That big bearing right in front of the center diff that goes into the chassis. That is the bearing that I kill all the time. So I carry 3 or 4 of those when I go out. They're like $3 a piece, so I don't care. Other than that, yeah, the rear right drive shaft, the ears pop off. So I put a zip tie around that, and that solves that problem. But yeah,
And
I can. The amount
How
of
many
run
how many
time-
bearings or how many diffs did we break or did I break on a Tamiya and sang also? Like, barely any, mind you. I do run 3S on some of my Tamiyas, but other than that, I've never blown anything on it.
I honestly never blown a gearbox in a Tamiya, and I've been running Tamiya for like 30 years. Not even one gear.
Have you ever went to the skate park with it?
Within the next 2 years, Tank and I are going to go racing, and we'll find out.
But then again, I only run 2S or 6-cell nickel metal hydride.
Well, my God. If you're gonna run a doorstop battery, it doesn't count.
Doorstop battery.
Unless
Come
it's
on.
an
Now.
8.4.
Now, I mentioned that numerous times. Every time I get a vehicle that comes with a NIM, I open the box and I throw it behind me. I don't care where I am in my house. I fucking throw it because it's a you don't run those. You just don't run those. And two cell. Oh man, I only run two cell in the hard bodies, like the super slow crawlers that are up in the top shelf. There, I'll change the camera here. These guys up here, these are the
Okay.
only guys that get two cell. Everything else I own gets 3 or 4 cell.
I run 3S on my GCM truck, the GCM, and on my Winnebago, I run 3S on that also.
Winnebago wants 3S.
Yeah, it likes
Yep.
3S. I was at the beach at the G6 and I was racing against other people, and the it was actually catching air on the sand on the beach. It was funny.
This is a good one. Like, not a lot of people know this one. Like, there's a lot of us in this chat that are in this panel that have been doing RC for a long time, but this is one of those things where not a lot of guys have tested it. And I've done this. I've done it with brush motors. I've done it with brushless systems, brushless combos, anything you can buy. I swear. And this is true. I've done videos on it. You can go back and look. If you take a 2-cell out and try and run a vehicle and do a slow crawl, like a really slow crawl through something, and you can't get as slow a speed as you want, you can actually run slower on a 3-cell than you can on a 2-cell. You actually get more control at low end. I've proved it with the F450, a couple of different my crawlers. Relic is one of them. I can put a 3-cell in it. The system is happier to run 3-cell than it is to run 2-cell. It'll actually run slower. And you have more control at the low end. I really like
I wouldn't mind testing that theory. It would be cool, but
You
I
should.
find that hard
throw
to
it.
understand and believe that would.
Please do it on your YouTube, because you'll shock yourself. You take a system that is made for 2-cell or 3-cell, like the ESC is made for 2-cell or 3-cell, and not a racer, but a crawler.
Mhm.
And you try and slow crawl something on a 2-cell, you'll actually go faster than you will on a 3-cell. The 3-cell gives you more control. I was really surprised to find that out myself, because I've only figured this out like 4 years ago, maybe tops. And yeah, that's why I run 3-cells in my crawlers, because I can actually slow crawl better with a 3-cell than I can with a 2-cell.
It might make sense in the sense that your ESC is getting more voltage, therefore maybe it's easier to control. But the power going to the motor is the same.
Everything seems happier, and actually get less heat. If you're crawling through rocks or snow or mud and you're trying to get up stuff, I actually get less heat out of the motor and ESC on a 3-cell than I do a 2-cell. The systems just seem the systems that I run. I'm a Castle guy, and Castle Creations. I love their stuff, and I run them in almost everything I own. And yeah, I find their systems to be much happier on 3-cell than 2-cell.
I took my Clodbuster at Holly's on the trails, and it did not do too good. Clodbuster on the trail don't work too good.
Oh, is it not open diff?
Yes, front and
Yeah,
rear.
that's why.
I know. I was just having fun, just for the hell of it. I took it there.
You know, Steve used to race 12 scale.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
carpet racers. The carpet. What
That
do they
would
call
be a
those?
big track.
Can't remember what they call that class.
And car 12 scale.
Pan car. That's it. Yeah, they used
got
to
it
be
back.
popular for a while.
I got him back in the hobby one day when I came to his job. I was looking for some stuff for my car. And I showed
Okay.
him stuff, and that's why he got back into it. And that's how we became friends.
Cool. And he's the one you gave him one of your kits.
I gave him several kits.
Okay, the one that
That,
the RCF
No, I
gave
did.
you.
yes, you did.
Not
Not the one kit. The one kit you didn't give me.
I whatever I had double or triple of, I gave him.
Cool. Good on you. Bubbles RC says more volt on 3S would allow the ESC to have less lag is my guess. I guess that kind of makes sense.
Now, this is off to my topic. As a matter of fact, about the chat here. Did you change the color setting to black and gray. That's all I'm getting.
What?
That's
I got
on your
color.
end.
On the
Okay.
chat.
No, I'm saying in the video, for some reason, I don't have color. I have.
Everybody's
Oh, you-
black and white.
You just
Yeah.
went colorblind. That's all.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
You better call 911.
Oh God, don't do that. McDonald's is out of nuggets.
Sorry, a little bit off
There's
topic.
a story about that a few years ago. Did you guys hear about that down in the States? Up in Canada, we loved it.
Before you go anywhere with that story, is it RC related or Tamiya related?
I can pretend it is.
Oh,
I can
okay.
change the story to involve Tamiya. Yes.
Okay. So the person's going to be, name is going to be Tamiya.
No, the delivery system was by Tamiya.
Okay.
I'll let it go. Don't worry.
Somebody gave me a racing battery, which is not Tamiya related, but it's shorty
Nice.
pack. No leads. No leads to balance it. It's kind of weird.
No, you buy them. You buy them separately. What's the C rating?
There's no way to plug the leads on there to do it. C rating on this is 65 to 130 C discharge.
That's old school.
130. That's not bad. That's actually really good.
Anyways, I'm gonna check if it still works. It might not, so I'll put a charge on it. I'll see.
Tank. I got a few of those batteries. All you got to do is buy this thing. It's just a set of plugs that go
Yes.
in. So you get the blank battery just like you got.
Yes.
Then you get this guy who's got
Yeah, but
the.
what I'm trying to say to you is there's no
There's
hole.
no middle
between-
hole.
There's no middle hole here to put that little balance plug.
Is it a 2-cell?
It is a 2-cell, but there's
Yeah, then
no
it
hole.
doesn't matter.
That's what I was saying. You cannot balance this 2-cell. It balances itself or whatever.
All you gotta do is get a balance.
Sure.
I never balance my 2 cells.
I try to get it down to where I need to, or like 3.3, 3.5 volts per cell. That's why I keep them on 2 cells.
Yeah.
I check them now and then, but when I go to charge them, no, I don't check them when I charge them. Just it's not important on a 1-cell or 2-cell. When it gets to 3-cell, yeah, because it'll charge and it'll say it's charged, but when you go to run it, you should check each cell before you go, because if you got 2 cells at 420 and 1 cell's at like 412, you're gonna have a problem, and that battery should probably go to the fire pit.
That's your thing. Didn't you? That check that.
Spin Rush says the New Year's RC chat was fun because every time zone, we were drinking up a shot for every time zone. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch the video. It was fun. And you can actually have a shot with us while we're actually saying that.
Is that the night that the kid showed up?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Don't go back and watch that video.
He showed up real late though.
Yeah, he showed up
Yeah,
real late. Just
right
before your
around my
time zone.
midnight. Yeah, he showed up right before my midnight. Yeah.
Yep.
Jet.
Danny says, put it on a scale and balance it, the battery. That's not the way it works.
He probably means a checker. I'm pretty sure he doesn't mean a scale. You thought it was a joke, judging by his emoji.
Hey, we got the 4 corner scales, right? We just try it that way, right? Put a scale on each corner, see, make sure it's balanced, right?
Yeah, but nobody's got that scale here. And you got that scale?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got corner scales.
cool.
I would like to get that racing stuff that Rex uses on his Tamiyas to set them up for racing. So I could get the most out of even my simplest cars. I could get something done with them.
Thank you, Jay
He
Huff.
just scored $5. Way to go, Jay Huff.
1984 Christmas Tamiya Grasshopper has been addicted ever since. Cheers, all.
Who's this?
Jay
Jay
Huff.
Huff.
He put a super chat. And he said he got a in 1984, he got a Tamiya Grasshopper. Cool.
I have a grasshopper, and so does Steve here.
What
He just
car?
finished with-
What car did Arma had in 1984?
I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Like to say an Arma.
John
Save
hasn't
that for
sent
the
you that
after.
grasshopper yet.
What's that?
You haven't sent him that grasshopper yet.
No, we talked about it, so. I just gotta find a box to fit it into.
Nah.
This is my first one. Who can
That's
tell
my
me what
problem
it
for
is?
years.
Do you know what it is, Brad?
It's
With
got
the
a
wheel?
tire.
Hornet.
I
what?
loved my Super Hornet. They really need to come back out with that. Do you think they will, Sang?
Um,
I need a front bucket light, Sang. I'm missing a front bucket light. I lost it.
I believe they will come back out with that again.
I don't think so. The bucket light's the same as most other Tamiya, probably same as the Frog,
Oh yeah.
same as the Hornet. Just the decal might be different, or decals for.
I don't see why they wouldn't come out back out with that again. That's a well-loved car.
Well, you know how this and I kept on breaking those little springs. Right here, the suspension goes up and down on this
Yeah.
bracket. The rear suspension, it goes up and down on that. Oh, you see good there. It goes up and down, right?
Yeah.
I've actually locked mine. Mine cannot go anymore.
You could
what-
you could have you could still buy those springs for them because it's on the Hornet.
Oh, I got 2 sets of springs upstairs because I was sick and tired of breaking them and go for one ride and they broke. I go, what the heck is that?
Yeah, but you lock it up. It's just
Yeah.
gonna hit the grasshopper.
I did lock it up. So what I did is I locked it up. I put a piece of wood in there, a little piece of wood, and I shoe glued it in there. So like I pushed it on the other side. So there's a little piece of wood and I put shoe glue in there and it's not going anywhere. So
But it's not gonna handle like it's designed. It's gonna handle like just like a grasshopper.
yeah, I don't care. At least it's not, because before the spring always broke and it was always stuck on the up position and then it was hard to go up. Like I had no suspension. Actually, I got suspension now. So, but this thing is back in the 80s. I got this. And
Can't get the clip out of it, huh?
it's a very small clip and I got very big fingers. My wife
So you
likes
got
it.
that when you were like 30 years old?
My wife likes it. In the 80s. I'm not that young, that old.
What, 35, 40 years old you got that?
Steve's 58.
When you remove the body, the driver comes with it.
But it's not painted.
Hey, it's one of my first kit I ever did. I put it all together, put the stickers on, pop it on there, and off I go.
You should paint it now.
Mine
I
is
could.
worse.
Yeah, I
If you
could.
guys didn't watch my videos on dead bodies, my first body is the worst body you probably ever seen.
Nice.
Even got the crystal in there. Come on, camera, focus.
I see it.
Mechanical ESC.
Come on, camera, focus.
Yeah,
We see it, man. That's nice. That's nice.
So
Classic. I love it.
classic car. So that's probably my oldest Tamiya that I have.
Nope. See, blind guy.
And I still have the Tamiya plug on there.
it's the Super Hornet's not that old. It's about 1990, 1989 or 1990, about that.
And you're saying that's not that old.
Not as
For 30 years.
yeah, compared to the
Dude,
like,
that's old. Come on. Tank's got
No,
socks younger than that.
Saying, I look
Older,
at
sorry,
it,
older. Fuck, I ruined the
Older.
joke.
I got underwears older than that. No, actually. I
I'm
don't.
sorry, Keith. I apologize to Keith. I should have done better on that joke.
if they came back out with the Fighter Buggy RX Memorial Edition to go with the old RX, then they will come out with the Super Hornet again, and they're almost about the same age.
Could be. I don't know.
There's a question there, I think, from J America. I want to convert the operational MRC Road Winner 1988 to brushless. What the heck is the MRC Road Winner? Do you guys know? No? Don't know.
Never heard of it.
But that's one thing. One of the cars I rarely drove. Last time I drove this must have been 3 years ago when I did a video on it.
I always like the look of that body.
And it's got a little thing, a little sticker on there that says caution hot. Do not put your finger on it because it's friggin' hot. I put my finger on it.
Speaking of speed controller,
Yeah.
what's that windy or that high pitch sound when you're going really slow, like an electronic speed controller?
Why is it winding?
Yeah. What is that noise? Like, what is it?
The hertz frequency coming out of it.
So how come I have a Tekin FXR, which is like $100 speed controller? It makes no noise. Like you could go 2 kilometers an hour and it doesn't make any whining noise. But the cheaper one speed controllers that you buy for $40, they all make that whiny noise.
Because you can't change the hertz. On the most expensive one, they probably got a higher hertz. That we were talking about that the other night. 1080, you can go in there into the settings and change the hertz to a higher hertz if your motor is noisy and it stops it. So the settings on the Tekin FXR must be on a much higher hertz on the output.
Because it's so smooth, it could go like just barely crawling. You don't hear anything.
You pay for what you get, eh? You get for what you pay.
I know. So like the FXR is like, retails about 120 Canadian. So yeah, it's 3 times more than a cheap one.
I wonder if the Castle that won't do that for me.
Castle's brushless.
Yeah, well,
They don't do that.
But how come brushless? It's not. I find it like click, like it's not as smooth as a brush. I find, even if you're talking about censored, it doesn't seem to be. You always hear a clicking or some noise.
That's called cogging.
Yeah,
And they'll do that at low speed.
that's the only thing.
Censored brushes won't cog. Dennis is kind of right, but censored brushes won't cog, but it'll never be as slow as a quality brush system.
Yeah, that's why I like brush for slow speed. It's so smoother for me.
I call it a chug because if you guys watch my videos, I got a couple of censored brushless trucks, and they chug at low end. They don't jigger, like they don't do the little scared quiver thing anymore. They just kind of lug through it, but you'll never get as smooth as a brushed. Quality brushed, anyways. Rosen, I just see Brad.
Jay Huff did another super chat. Thank you very much. And he asked a question. If you had to pick a basher from Tamiya in the 80s, what would it be? Question mark.
wow.
Back in the 80s, you want to have fun, you want to bash, which I would say a clodbuster. Like, to me, a monster truck.
Does Tamiya make Nitros?
Yes, they did.
They used to, yeah.
That might be what I saw when I was a kid, because one of the things when I was like 6, 8 years old that got me into RC, before my cousin Billy got me into it with a lunchbox when I was like 10, I've seen older guys, like teenagers, driving nitro vehicles, and I asked them about them, but they just blew me off because I was just a little kid. But I could have sworn they said it was a Tamiya, but it was a Nitro thing. But they never ran bodies either. They just ran chassis and motors, no
Okay.
bodies.
Yeah, I think they may have had 1 or 2 10th scale nitros, but most of them were always 8th scale.
If you're probably
were
a
big.
basher, if you're probably a basher, it probably would have been better to have a the one you guys just mentioned, because it can jump better. It's a 2-wheel drive, and it really took some good air. So lunchbox, the lunchbox was pretty fun. What was it you were showing there, Sang?
Here's the Deacon FXR in my car here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you could hear, or do you see the wheels? Here, I'm gonna go really slow. See how slow it goes? You don't hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah, put it on the ground and do that.
Yeah, it will roll. It will roll like 1 kilometer an
Oh,
hour.
I expect it to roll, but let's see how slow it rolls.
Very slow. No, like it's like at a crawling space. Like, I don't know. And it won't make any noise whatsoever.
Monster Beetle would have been a good choice also. Any of those like Monster Beetle or Lunchbox, they ran the similar chassis. So
Does anybody here, this is off Tamiya, and I apologize, Tank, but does anyone here know what year the AX10 came out?
the Axial AX10, no.
I want to say around 08, 09.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it would have been older.
I could be wrong. I mean, it might even be.
No, I trust you. I'm pretty sure you're within the ballpark. I just thought it would have been like a 90s thing.
Did it came out before the SCX10 or after?
Oh,
Before.
before. Definitely before.
That was their original based crawler.
Yeah, the Betty.
All right.
That's what got them off the ground in the crawling scene.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis is the aficionado on crawlers.
Because I got my SCX10 around 2009 or 2008.
And then a lot of people, they were taking Clodbuster axles and making crawlers out of them.
That's how Axial changed over. If you watch the 3-hour video that Axial put out when they came out with the anniversary edition of the SCX24 Betty body, they explain how they got into what they did, because Axial started out making nitro motors and race trucks. Then they slowly got into crawling, and what got them into it was one of their employees took one of their chassis and put Clodbuster axles on it, and then built from there. And then that's how they ended up with the design for the AX10. But I don't know what year that was. I'm just really curious about it, because that's what drew me into slow crawl. Like, I love racing and bashing, but man, slow crawl, I love slow crawl so much. Like, when I see a tire barely moving through an obstacle, I love that. I don't know why.
Yeah, and you see the tire folding onto itself, like you're on a rock and it's folding onto itself.
Yeah, and everything. It's just, it's borderline sexual. It's so good to me. I love it.
But there's a lot of people that do bashing and does racing and never crawled, and all of a sudden they went crawling, and it's a complete different experience. And they actually mention it. Oh yeah, it is fun. It is completely different. And it's something you can do by yourself. So you don't have
for about 4 months now, I've had a guy who's a born racer trying to get into crawling. But even tonight, we went out today. The video will be out tomorrow night, and you'll see him out there. And I say it in the video. I'm gonna slow crawl over the snow, nice and slow, so I don't sink down. Beautiful throttle over the rocks, over the snow, and I just drop down. And then, all right, here comes Nolan, rolling with Nolan on Instagram. Here comes Nolan. He just full throttle. As soon as he sees snow, just full throttle. He just stinks.
Oh yeah. So this is J America's road MRC road winner from Tamiya. MRC Tamiya road winner. Vintage Tamiya.
I don't think it's a Tamiya. I think it's the company's MRC. But I could be wrong.
Saying, you're a Kyosho guy, right?
I like Kyosho. Yeah.
Is it weird that I have 4 Kyoshos and only 1 Tamiya?
That's
You
pretty.
used to own more than that, Lyle, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so. 1,
Yeah,
2,
that's borderline, Lyle.
That's different. That's for sure.
I think Kyosho cars are back then they were better made than Tamiya.
Okay.
Well, I think it's the scale, because the only Tamiya I have is the semi right now. I've had, I don't know, maybe a dozen in the last 30 years, but I only have 1 right now. But I have 4 Kyoshos that I wouldn't let go for probably double the price I paid for them, because I love them all so much.
What Kyoshos are they?
I have 3 Mini Z's and the Blizzard.
Okay. Well, okay, I was thinking of Kyosho buggies.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to lead you on towards that, but no, I've never had any of their buggies. Just because of where I live, I'm not in buggy territory. You're either a street racer or you're a crawler. There's really very little in between here.
The Mini Z's, depending on their rarity, they have some rare ones they don't make anymore that could be worth money.
Yeah, I got one that I don't have all the parts, and a guy wants to give me $300 for it, and I still, even though I need money because I'm not working right
so
now.
So the AX10
it
Scorpion was out on 2009, like I showed the picture in the video.
Nice.
Like Arnold said, do it.
I really thought that would have been old.
Trail Critter sent me a message on Instagram with the link.
09, really? Wow.
That's not too long ago.
No, it's just I've had so many people tell me that they've had it before that, and I've never looked it up because I'm like, it's just trail talk. Because guys have a couple beers and whatever, we're out on the trail, and I've had this since 2005 or something like that. I'm like, I don't know if that was out yet.
Yeah, for the longest time, a lot of crawlers were using the Clodbuster axle, like I mentioned, and then people started using the HPI Wheelie King axle because they were a little smaller and they didn't have motor on axles, so it was more scale.
John Martin, is that Brad's face?
What?
Are you painting Brad's face?
Thank you, John. Yeah, that's
sure
for like Grasshopper 2 Black Edition.
Make sure you give him the hair.
Yeah.
Just clip it a little bit off your beard and glue it to the top of the.
Yeah.
No. Hey, Guru, welcome in. Guru is having his nightly drink.
Yeah.
Lyle, get rid of the car. You do it.
What?
No,
Get the Mini Z. Sell it.
no.
No.
No, keep it.
That's a Cobra. The Cobra is a very sought after body apparently. And yeah, the guy only wants it for the body. He doesn't even care about the chassis. I'm like, the chassis is missing 2 parts. Somebody else needed parts, and I sold him the parts. I haven't replaced the parts yet, and he's like, I'll still take it. I just want the body. I'm like, I can't do it. I love it.
The MO1 chassis or the MRO1 chassis, it's been discontinued for years, and that car is very rare to find.
Yeah, he wants it pretty bad. He keeps bugging me about it. About once or twice a month, I get a text message from the guy. I'm like, nope, not yet.
Wait, you have an MO1 chassis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the MO1. That thing behaves just like a real car.
Now, that's the one that you have that rare body for it?
Yeah, and the only reason I stopped running it is because my tires went bald, and I went to get tires for it, and nobody makes the tires for it anymore, so I couldn't really do anything with it.
Make sure when you move that you bring it, because I might have things to trade for that.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely coming with me. That thing is going to be around for a while. I love that car. That was what got me into Mini Z, was the 2-wheel drive MO1. And then I got a couple other ones, and then the Blizzard. But yeah, that Cobra, that thing is awesome.
Yeah, but
I've defeated all-wheel drives with that two-wheel drive Cobra.
Mini
Here's
Zs are
better.
way smaller than M chassis, though.
It's an MR01.
MR01?
Yes, that was the way that Mini Z's was classified, was MR01, MR02, MR03.
Okay, never mind. I thought it was Tamiya.
Yeah, me too.
I thought you were talking about Tamiya there.
No, the Kyosho. Sorry.
Kyosho MR01.
Yeah, I love my Kyosho Mini Z's, man. I won't let go of any of them.
When you're saying Kyosho, I was thinking of those 80s buggies that were just amazing.
And the mid's coming out. So
No, I used to have a Kyosho from the 80s. I had it for like 2 days, and I got it in a trade. And then the transmission blew in my Ford Ranger, and the guy wanted that Kyosho so bad. He's like, I will rebuild your transmission and put it in your vehicle for that RC. I'm like, yeah, sure. I haven't even ran it. I don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It was the two-wheel drive version of the Inferno back in the day. So they took that chassis and made it into an all-wheel drive and made the Inferno. So whatever that chassis was before that, that's what that was.
It's probably the Ultima.
Yep. Because that's all they had back there in two-wheel drive for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I didn't enjoy it because of where I am. Or no, I didn't even drive it. But I didn't want to because it was two-wheel drive, and I'm a four-wheel drive guy.
See you later, Queenie.
Oh,
Hi, Queenie.
Jay Huff is asking.
Join us in the panel.
Jay Huff is asking, anyone run the CRC carpet track?
Don't know what that is.
I don't.
Maybe it's Rex's track.
Yeah, it's CRC is a type of track, type of texture on the track. I've heard about it, but I don't do a lot of races. I'm not sure what the local indoor guys run on.
Who's closest to Rex?
You should. Don't know where he is.
Tang's in Toronto. Trail Critter RC must be pretty close to him.
Yeah, I'm about 4 hours from Rex.
Yeah, and I'm about 4.5 hours from Rex.
Where you see he's in Toronto?
Yeah, Rex is in Toronto or Toronto area.
Yeah, just before Toronto.
35 hours.
35 hours for you. Yeah, he's a little farther for you.
It's too bad you can't go there and run on the tracks he runs on. You'd have fun, Frank.
Oh, I'd have fun everywhere.
But
as long as it's not too cold.
You'd love to have a carpet track to run on, so you could do some on-road running.
Yeah, minus 34 here today. That's not counting the windshield.
You're welcome. My mom has been texting me like mad, but fuck you, Albertans. You sent me this cold. You guys have had it for months. Why is it here now? I'm like, it's Ontario's turn. +7 today.
+7.
Yeah, I'll be +1 tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've gone from -30s to +1 in 24 hours.
Oh yeah, we were like in -10 one day, or not even -10, -8 or whatever, and then -30, and now it's going back to +1. It's very weird how we're getting so fast changing weather.
Dude, I still haven't gotten on Saturday. It was -42. On Sunday it was -18, and then yesterday it was +2. Today was +7. In 50 degrees difference in a couple days. It's amazing.
We haven't got a significant thing of snow yet.
I fixed my SCX10, put the new axle on it. Now I got to take it out. So
I saw that. I can't wait. Gen 1s, man. Gen 1s.
I saw somebody on TikTok. He took his RC truck, a crawler, and he was doing a circle, and then he went across to another circle, and then he did a very long bar, and then came back down to the other circle. So he actually drew a penis on the snow. So I go, oh, that's a cool idea. So I might do that, but instead I might do a hand like this. So I'm thinking
that's gonna be harder to do. That's a lot of loops, man.
Yeah.
Hey Frank, is it possible that there's some people who are showing stuff that Tamiya is coming out with within the next 6 months? Is there anything that we can possibly find?
I tried looking today for some stuff like that, and I ran out of time, and I didn't find anything quick. So I didn't look, and I didn't see anything. So
I would love to see a high lift version 2 come out from them. I'd love the high lift with the 3-speed transmission.
What would you see in it? What would what would a new release of that, a new upgraded version of it have for you?
Higher clearance and both the transmission cross member, which was like a land anchor. Like if you drove over grass or dirt with the original high lift, it just the skid plate that goes underneath that has to go, and then smaller pumpkins. Then other than that, not a lot. Like the bodies were the best you could ever get. I have bodies from the 80s that are on my brand new vehicles, and they're still better than anything that comes out today.
Any of the Tamiya bodies are pretty scaled and pretty nice.
Oh yeah, they're gorgeous and they're licensed. They're beautiful things. But when it comes to the high lift, yes, I would change the clearance of the belly and then smaller pumpkins. Other than that, they're an amazing vehicle.
One day you'll get that.
Mhm. Yep, they are very nice and scaled. That's for sure.
The nicest is the Hilux from the early 80s.
Yeah, I would love to see the lower downed one, the one that was proper height.
If they reissue
I don't think that was a high lift though. Wasn't that called something else?
Hilux.
Yeah, it wasn't a high lift. It was something else. And it had a different transmission. The transmission, you could take it actually had a panel on the top of it, did it not? Where you could take it off and look down inside, just like a real vehicle, and watch the synchro hubs work. Yes.
The Hilux we're talking about had those things on the side of the car, on the side of the rims.
You could lock it
out and turn, and it would lock the diff. That it was just like an actual vehicle at the time. You had to go outside, lock the diffs through a turning of a knob.
Oh, if that's real, I want one real bad.
A very expensive truck. I think if they were to issue that, it's going to be probably like $1,000.
They would probably delete all the cool stuff though. They would probably make it modern where it's controlled from the remote.
Yeah, that was a really cool vehicle, and it also had a version where you had the rear axle had shocks that went at a V pattern, upside down V pattern on either side of the axles, so it would go like this better.
Articulate.
Yeah, the articulation would be more real because it would be at a V shape on it, and it had leaf springs still. Yeah, and the Blazing Blazer would sell very well too. You know that saying, right?
Yep.
The Blazing Blazer would sell.
You're saying it's going to be reissued?
No, but that we don't know. They could, because people have been calling for it.
See, that truck is rare because nobody wants to buy them back in the 80s because they were overpriced, and people were getting the Bruiser instead, or the Mountaineer. So they said, why get the Blazer? That's why the Blazer is more rare, because nobody got them. Like hardly anybody buys them.
But you want to know something? The Blazing Blazer actually had a slightly different transmission case. People said they could not mix the two together.
I heard that.
So they were different. They were different mechanically, but they still did the 2-speed transfer same thing. But the gears, the way they sat in there, I think were different, and the where they sat was a different shape, so it was different.
Yeah, but if they were to reissue, it's probably going to be like the Bruiser or something, like the same platform that they re-engineered a few years ago.
Who knows? I know they have the blueprints. Tamiya would keep the blueprints of those regardless if they didn't have the molds still.
Yeah.
They can always make new molds again.
The reissue that I experienced, there's always a few differences.
So Tamiya's if I go to Tamiya blog, there's a few things they're talking about. They're talking about these things. These things are pretty popular in Japan, I hear.
Oh yeah, they are. You can also buy radio control cars that size from them too now out there, but you can't get them here.
So there's the Land Cruiser.
Thundershot's new.
Thundershot. We talked about this one a little bit.
What do you think, Frank? You think it's a good looking body?
It's okay, but it's not something I'd get. It would sit too much on the shelf for me. Plus, I don't like the cab forward design like this. I don't know. It's not
I thought you might make an exception because of the body's length
No.
and stuff. You like
No.
the TD4 better, a TD2 better.
What else? What else? What else?
There's the CCO2.
Yeah.
The blue one.
Tamiya's first cargo of the year ceremony. So I guess on the first truck that went out for delivery, they celebrated.
With the new stuff in it. There's you want that, Frank, right?
I wouldn't mind it, but I
It's
got
a
other
shorter
ones to get.
wheelbase than yours. I think it's supposed to be.
No, I don't think I'd get another CCO2 because I got a CCO2. So
That
I'm
one's
the kind of
different.
guy that don't have two of the same trucks. So
Wow.
they're talking about thunder shots again. And that's it. That's it from them.
I think on their 50th anniversary, what do you think, Sang? On the 50th anniversary of them, of their RC stuff, do you think they're going to come out with the 959 again? People are thinking they're going to do that.
Oh yeah.
That's not 50 years. The 959 is.
No, but it's a Porsche.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a very popular. People are thinking they may not, it's just the idea that it's 50 years that they've been making RCs. They don't have to have a 50 year
Oh,
old.
okay. 50 years. I see. Yeah,
that
that would be a big hit and probably disappoint people who have the original 959.
it wouldn't to people who wanted one. Frank would probably want it.
Yeah, those 959, they're not that strong. They're not. They're more for looks. You don't want to run them.
I've seen them run. They run really good, actually.
Spin Rush says he might go to the 2022 Kyosho Fair. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Kyosho, what? The Kyosho thing to show what's coming out.
Yes, the 2022 fair to show what's coming out for the Kyosho.
Oh yeah, they would have Tamiya's. They have a whole bunch of different different hobby companies that are showing their wares.
Well, if it's a Kyosho fair, I don't think they're going to have Tamiya.
I've never seen that actually put on YouTube, the Kyosho fair.
Because if you go to Axial Fest, they don't allow Traxxas there.
Nope. Axial only.
So,
Although I did run other things, but not on the trails.
I can't wait to see the hobby shows of this year, to see what's coming out from everybody. There should be one at the middle of the end of this month. There should be one.
I don't know when Tamiya is going to do a product release. They usually do also.
They go to the hobby fairs. They show what's coming out in the first 6 months of the year.
Hmm. I did find another article from Tamiya. February Japan release information that has been uploaded. Click here on the link for a list of the Tamiya new product, including the appearance of the Land Rover Defender body on our CCO2 chassis. For February. So there's only a couple things. RC model, there's only that one, but other than that, there's not much. Wow. But that's for February. Maybe they're going to have more stuff in January and so on. I just want that friggin' Porsche. So, like, release it to Canada already. I know there's a couple stores that got it, but my store did not get it, and they put it the order in as before it actually got released.
Hey, Frank.
Just wait, Brad. Radioactive did put a comment in there for you, Lyle. Did you see that?
I
about
see
the
it.
action?
I see it. Yeah, I got split screen. I'm reading the chat all the time.
Okay.
So, Frank,
Yes.
keep an eye out on those hobby shows that are coming out. They'll show what everybody's coming out with.
Yep. Spin Rush says, Brad, I'm actually looking into that for you. Shows
Wow.
of Tamiya, what's coming out and things like that. So he can actually record it and put it up on the web for you.
Yeah, then he could share what he saw at the show.
It says, here it is. It's called the Japan Toy Hobby Show. That's where people release their stuff.
There's also a German one that they do too. Keep an eye on the German one too.
Yeah, but if he's in Japan, it's easier for him to keep an eye on the one in Japan instead of Germany.
What I'm saying, you could do both.
So
How far is Germany from Japan?
No, I'm just saying, when you could look up what's online, you can see the stuff in the German.
Well, we could do that also. Because when you mentioned he could do both, to me, it's he could go to both.
What I meant was we would see what he found in the Japanese one, and then you could see what was in the German one.
Okay.
You know, without going to Germany, it's not going to be online. It's going to be on YouTube. It starts with an S. Spilled something. It's a hobby thing.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, Spin Rush. He says, I'm looking for RC shows. I need to cover those events for my channel.
Hey,
Bye, Sean.
Later, Sean.
Later, Sean. Spin Rush. Make sure you do a long video on it because there's so much to watch. You see. It's Tammy again.
Yes.
Where's Tammy?
Some Zuber showed up.
Oh, okay.
Spin Rush sent me a picture of the -1 Porsche 917.
Oh, but Dirk's here. I'm out.
Dirk,
Hello.
can you share that picture he's talking about? Hey, Dirk.
I can, but everything is so small, but everything is also like written in, I have no idea what the heck is written there.
That's an old Ferrari. An old Ferrari race car.
It's written Porsche 915.
Oh, it's a Porsche 917. The Ferrari and Porsche back then, at those eras, they kind of looked similar.
It's a 100,000 yen.
Which is
Whatever
equivalent
that
to
is.
what? A Spin Rush.
It's a 1/8 car.
pretty big size.
I'd rather get an Arma. It's easier for me to get.
Yeah, for my left with it when you were here, when you saw him.
Oh, okay.
A Radio Shack. A Psycho 13 Garage.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
No.
Eric, you're a little soft sounding.
That's what she said.
Every time I switch it to this computer,
Peter.
everything's so low.
Oh, look, we can see his background. We can see
Oh
what's
my
in
God,
behind
it's
him.
green. Copycat.
All right, I'll fix that.
Surprised you had nothing. You haven't been saying.
Yours should be yellow or red. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Psycho
That's
needs to
angry.
be red.
That's angry.
That's
I
it.
thought you'd have something.
So if you want to fix your mic, if you go click on the mic option on the bottom, you go to audio settings,
There's more lights on Dirk now.
and then make
Look at
sure
that,
on
man.
where it says microphone, you go to automatically adjust microphone volume. Make sure that's checked off.
Tamiya would be proud.
Turned it off.
Make
I-
sure
I
it's
still
on.
Sound low, right?
Well, if you turn it on, it will bring up the audio.
Okay, is it any better now?
Keep talking because it takes a
Hello,
little bit.
test 1, 2, 3. Test
I
1.
can hear you.
There you go.
Yes, it seems to be coming up slowly.
Okay.
Listen to everybody, aren't you? It's funny, isn't it?
If it
Brad's
gets
talking.
annoying, let me know.
Okay. If you get annoying or if
I
it
can't
gets-
guarantee that. I cannot
Okay.
guarantee that.
I thought he was talking about his face.
Boom, boom, shake.
Thanks, John.
Not a problem.
I did click on the link, Spin Rush. It brought me to another page, and that's even. I can't read that.
Hey, Keith.
He works with this. They're close. Oh God. The one next to you.
Now, you see, Brad is telling you that
The Brad.
Psycho 13 Garage works for Disney, so he's letting everybody know.
I know I need his mic. I can hear everything he's whispering.
Yeah, I know. He's whispering, and we hear everything.
At least it's not loud.
No need to broadcast where we're.
You're always fucking loud.
Psycho 13, he's crazy.
I like it when you talk like that, Keith.
Tamiya.
It's creepy.
AMSR? What was it called, that thing?
ASMR.
SMR? So, Tamiya SMR. We're going to hear the motor go zoom, zoom, zoom.
Gord is bacon sexy.
Okay. This show's going to hell.
Real quick.
What are you drinking, Guru?
Canada Dry.
You ever tried their bold flavored one?
Wait,
All right.
you're in the States and you're drinking a Canadian drink?
Dude, it's the best goddamn ginger ale you ever had.
I don't know.
I don't have any Pepsi.
What do you mean you don't know, John?
I do. Steve and I have Pepsi.
So, Guru, what are you working on tonight?
My Traxxas TRX4 Sport kit in a second, but I just woke up.
Good morning.
So that means you finished all the other kits then?
Yeah, for the most part. I told you with my R1, I can't do anything.
That was Dave's best joke of the night.
He finished what he's working on.
Now, if you're asking about you need to check him for the element.
Oh, I heard a earful of the element, and like he says, he does not want to build another kit in his life. So
I'll never build another element.
that's because he's not used to that type of instruction. It's the same thing. If he builds a Tamiya, he's going to swear and bitch at that one also because it's completely different than the owner's manual of a Cross RC. So
I am so glad you asked me more than once to build that kit.
TRX4, man.
You could finish it if you want.
No thanks. That's bad luck.
Pass.
yeah, it's bad luck. You start the kit, you got to finish it. Now, who's going to paint it? Is Guru going to paint it or?
Send it to
Brad,
Brad.
you're muted.
Yep, Guru's painting this.
I'll say send it to Brad. He'll paint it. He'll paint
Yeah,
it.
Brad can paint it.
Yeah. He'll paint it.
Might take 6 or 8 months with the paintbrush, but he'll paint it.
No. And technically, all of my kits were purchased 2 to 3 weeks ago. They're already almost completed. Let's go over into that corner pocket.
But he's still waiting for you to buy a Tamiya kit. Like those are the most affordable kits. They're fun. Get an on road. Get something on road.
I think the cheapest Tamiya kit is like $100. Then you'll need to spend about $200 in upgrade.
And then
Not
drive
wrong.
it here.
Not if it just sits in the box and I stare at it like I remember it as a kid.
Well, you could buy the box for probably $20.
No,
Yeah, I
want
saw that.
it inside the box.
A lot of people are selling. I saw that yesterday. I was on eBay looking for an MO4, and I saw so many people selling an MO4 box with the manual inside for $20 on eBay.
Do it.
Seriously, why?
Do it.
Why?
I don't know. Like I'm looking at all the box art that I have there on my wall. I go, okay, that's $20. That's $20. That's $20. I could have made some good cash, but
Like seriously, people, like
Hey, saying,
imagine shipping an empty box. How
that
much
just
that's going to cost?
just all the energy and all the
Welcome to eBay.
like seriously.
Yeah.
Whoever posts that should not post that. Whoever buys that should not be buying it.
No, I completely agree.
It's like
But somebody could have actually had a kit and could have gotten water damage to their box, and they want the box to go with the kit. In those cases, I understand. In some cases where you're just buying the box, I understand.
Dude, I've sold used RCs and guys are like, "Do you got the manual?" Like, no, not anymore. Well, I want $20 off. Dude, you want a manual? You got a phone?
Yeah, everything's online now.
just
Like,
they heard of the internet.
Yeah, I was. No, you can go. I'll sell it to somebody else. See it.
it's fun to talk to people from all over the world.
so I think Tony's saying that we
Sidebar,
went
Brad.
off. We went off a lot on the Tamiya subject tonight because he says you'd think the show was about Tamiya. It is Tamiya or something.
I try, but I only got the one. Like, again, if you make a night about Tamiya semis, I will move my computer and set up my camera on my workbench, and I will have
That
up my
probably
Tamiya.
would be the best choice for me. Tamiya.
Speaking of Tamiya or
semi
Tamiya,
truck?
I think this is my favorite Tamiya body.
Yeah, I'm in Canada, Sang, so it's Tamiya up here.
Tamiya,
Tamiya.
my favorite.
Frank, I will fucking drive to Canada and meet. Oh, I will swear to. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
But
you
when
will.
I move there,
Sure you will.
Well,
my
where
mother wants to have a conversation with you.
where are you gonna?
I'm just wondering how my CCO2 is going to fare against your SCX 10-6. Not
can finish-
SCX 10.
You can
Your
finish that
TRX
sentence with
6.
any vehicle that I own, and the answer is gonna be poorly.
No, I don't think so.
Hey, Frank, if I was able to find an MO1 chassis and the car I did have, the Mini Cooper, the 94 Rally version,
Okay.
you should be able to find an MO4.
Oh, I didn't look that well. I did find some on eBay, $900, $600. So no thanks. Like no, I'll be patient. I'll
Or
be patient.
really nice, like in mint condition. And I sold it for $100 like 3 years ago. Like,
Oh, yeah?
I should have kicked myself. I bought TRF shocks. I spent like, I think it was $60 just on the shock. Anyway, I sold it to a good friend of mine, so I don't feel bad. If you see Dana, he probably still has it.
Okay, it's Dana you sold it to?
Yeah, like for $100, and it had hop-ups. Like I probably had about 200
The guy?
What are you painting, that guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my little guy. He's painting my little man for my Black Edition Grasshopper 2, which Steve also has a kit of because I had a double of it when he sent when Alf sent stuff to us. To me.
Yeah, I know that Dana and Chris, they were doing some basement races downstairs. So that's probably why he bought it.
Yeah, like I said, because it's Dana, I sold it for $100. It's probably worth around. Now it's probably worth around 300.
What, 800, 900?
Probably, I wouldn't charge that much. Whoever put stupid price on eBay, it's just. Yeah. I don't want to start.
You probably find something cheaper, even if it has one that you have to build up. It'll still be cheaper even just to fix it. Just keep looking. You'll find something for cheap, and then you'll just buy the parts you need, which will be cheaper than spending $900.
Like just because it's like 12 or 15 years old, people think it's worth like $800 or $900.
Yeah. It might be worth that for somebody that wants to pay that, but not me.
It's going to be sitting there for probably 2 or 3 months until some.
I see you paying $100 for an MO4.
Yeah, $100 or so, 100, 150.
Yeah,
Well,
the shock
we'll
positions on the MO4 and the MO3 were different than the other ones.
Oh, the MO3 are more into a V position. The MO4 are a little straighter.
And what's nice is those cars actually have a decent amount of hop ups for them. All the M cars. Even some of the M cars can use the newer parts on the old ones, by the way.
Yeah, the car is worth like about $150, and you could put like $400 or $500 in hop-ups.
I believe Frank could get. I bet you he could fix it for around $250. I bet you. Altogether,
parts are pretty expensive once you start going with them.
See behind you.
I still believe you.
Yes.
I still believe you only paid $250 for everything.
Other way.
Go the other way?
The other, yeah.
And then you'll want to keep it like you should.
So the MO8, the chassis, I believe you can get that now in Canada for about $250. So.
And it's a nice chassis. It's made for racing. It's got TRF.
Yeah, but I am not going to race with it. So that's the only difference.
I know, but I'm just saying it has hop-ups or have some hop-ups from TRF on there anyways.
Hey, G Greens, how you doing? Grant.
There, Trail
Trail Critter, you're going to have to shut off your video. You're not showing it to Maya. Thank you. There you go. I'm just toying with you. You can show anything you want. Trying to be funny. Sometimes it's working. Sometimes it's not.
It's true.
Jack calls it dry humor.
No, I have a real RC.
Going on, Jake.
That's an element. Gatekeeper.
What was that rig you were working on the other night? The one that you wouldn't tell us about. It was something I forget. What did you say it was?
He got on 11 Charlie and showed it.
Oh, I missed it.
That was the 11 Charlie thing.
Oh, you got on 11 Charlie and you actually showed it?
Yeah.
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 It's Unamark.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
And you didn't even want to show it here for Brad to see. That's terrible.
That's why.
Oh.
You can say that because he's not listening.
No.
Yes, he is.
Who's not listening?
Exactly.
Exactly.
That other guy, he just left.
Yeah.
About 7.8 billion people.
Someone probably in the chat. Shake weight.
Brad Spin Rush says, Brad, all the Japan model and hobby shows do not appeared to be scheduled yet. It's usually September.
Well, the one in Germany, keep an eye out, Frank. The one in Germany happens at usually the end of January or the middle of January.
Well,
keep an eye out.
With COVID and all that, it might change. I know a lot of trade shows are shutting down their doors. So we'll see with the variant what's going on, but hopefully it won't affect us, but it has been affecting us on a lot of parts.
I'm still waiting for my paints for my Blitzer Beetle.
Okay. G Green says he's doing well. I'm going your way Saturday. So I'm not sure which way he's going to or who he was talking to.
He's going Jake's way. Right, Jake?
Maybe.
Maybe. What's wrong with your axial there? That's, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
He's
not.
trying
You
to
are
find
mistaken.
a proper place to mount breasts on the front of his truck.
No, I lost a screw the other day.
Yeah, sure. Just one?
Yeah, it is one.
Oh, just done.
It sucks when you can't steer.
Molly.
It's
Yeah,
overrated.
it makes it hard. It's steering is overrating.
There we go. Problem solved.
He says the
Did you put Loctite this time?
I did the last time, but apparently not enough.
Blue or red?
Ah, funny. No, the instructions said didn't tell me to put red on, so I didn't.
What, Jake?
Taking a pot shot at Tamiya there, Brad.
You always do, even though you own a few of them.
Spin Rush says they are very cautious about scheduling events here due to the COVID-19, Omicron, and Deltacron, and the Hail Megatron.
Just wait till the Decepticon.
Decepticon.
But so is Omicron.
Pretty sure that's what Megatron meant.
Oh, he's going to Ottawa for the day. Cool.
No, I do not. Why?
If it's during the weekend or close to the weekend, you can stop at Holly's. I know he's open. He's been crawling there. I gotta go. I gotta try to go there this weekend.
Any winter events?
Events, not yet, but we are thinking about it.
Lyle, Steve has something to ask you when we get offline.
Who's doing the what now?
When we shut down live, Steve has something to ask you. He has a dog.
About Molly?
Yeah, he has to talk to you.
Yeah. So Spin Rush says, I saw those Gatekeeper being sold for under $300 recently. Yes.
Yep.
The kits are sometime going on special here. I think they went $299 for a while for the kits. But keep in mind, you got no wheels, no electronics into it. So
yeah,
it does add up at the end.
Actually, sometimes the Element has the 2-for-1 on.
Mm-hmm.
They had I think it was the Trail Walker.
Trail Walker, yeah, for a bit.
Yeah, you buy one and you get a second one for free.
Yeah, they did that with the Senduro.
Yeah.
Like 6 months after that truck came out, they did that.
Yeah.
And when they came out with that
pretty
sale, I'm there. Well, I don't need 2 trucks, but I didn't realize, man, I could ask a friend and split on the cost.
Right. Get a truck at half price.
Get the truck at half price.
Yeah.
All right.
Or I buy it and then I turn around and sell the other one for close to full price. Like that, you get a truss for almost free.
Yeah.
Man, do I have a deal for you?
That's it.
Put it in that empty Tamiya box and send it.
Oh, speaking of that, my friend Adam in Virginia has my stuff, and he's working. He already put the shocks together for my holiday buggy, and he's going to paint my Super Hot Shot. So I will be building it as soon as I get back. It gets back to Super Hot
Now,
Shot.
is that Adams of Adams Playground?
Yep, Adam's Playground.
Why
Man with a big beard.
Plug him.
He's a good guy, real good guy.
Yeah, plug his channel, bro. You got him.
I talked to him. I have his phone number. I talked to him.
Well, instead of just saying his name, say Adam's Playground has my stuff.
Yes. That way you're plugging him in as payment for him doing your kits, bro.
If he gets some business, maybe.
It's not that it goes to his channel. People find him and check him out.
Good. I would like to help him out. He actually has more subs than I do.
So here's Adam's Playground.
That's not him.
2 Ds.
Well, you told me Adam's Playground. I Googled Adam's Playground and I found
Right,
this.
that's why I said he should say his name right. I don't remember his name offhand, but I know he does a lot
Adam's
of Tamiya
Playground.
I think it's Adam's RC Playground.
Yes.
He's always on 11 Charlie.
11 Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot you would know him, Jake, because he is 11 Charlie.
Yeah, he's donated some trucks.
Yeah, I think he just did a frog or something.
He's a big Tamiya guy. He says he'd like to join us. So he says maybe one day he will. He's just he got to go to work.
Yeah, that's him.
That's
a
him.
huge beard. That seems like a problematic beard.
You got a bigger beard than you.
Yeah, and the reason mine is this size is because this is where the zipper ends when I do up my coat.
He pulls it out.
Yeah, when it gets bigger than that, it just gets in the way. Especially if you're
Yep.
going down the road on a motorbike. If you ever go down the road on a motorbike with a massive beard, every now and then it fucking flips up.
Look at all the Tamiyas he's got.
I get that with
I
my
say he works on Tamiyas. He works on a lot of Tamiyas.
Look at all
Yeah.
the Tamiyas he's got.
That's what Tamiya's
Some at
need.
the back.
He says he might join us one day when he doesn't worry about getting up or having to get up at 6 a.m.
Okay.
I talked to him today. Adam's RC playground. They were just showing him. Virginia. He's the one working on the box you said.
Oh, okay.
So I'll put the link up on the chat here if people want to go see him, see his video channel.
Dennis should be familiar with him because he does Love and Charlie stuff.
What?
Say what?
should be
That's gonna
familiar
become
with Adam's
code for
RC
something else.
playground.
People keep saying that, Levin Charlie. That's gonna become code for something else. What the happened to that guy? He got a charge at 11, man. He fucking went right up.
There's Tamiya.
Right up there.
Jake.
Happy Frank. There we go.
Yeah, you're missing a part there on your front track there. There's a piece of-
Interesting story about that.
Yeah.
What's the story?
Maya told me to use red Loctite.
Oh, that story.
Yeah,
Oh,
come
man.
on, Brad.
I was right about to say something, but you told the truth right away, man. I could have had fun with that, Jake.
Oh, my bad. Next time.
It's over now.
Hey,
There
Full
will be
Gear
a next-
RC, how are you doing? Full Gear.
You're missing on the front. No problem. Yeah, I just trimmed its foreskin. It's great now.
Oh, Jake.
No.
I'll have to check Adam's Playground. I just subbed to him, so I'll check him out later. I'll mark one for watch later.
He also got stuff from the Elf.
Oh, you did?
Yes, he did.
He's still alive? Bastard.
He's still alive. What do you- people have gotten things from him indirectly and directly. So
He's got 600 subs. Go sub to him.
I
And-
just got 434, 443, 243.
And-
I got
And when you sub to him, put a comment on this video that you're there because you saw Brad on RC Talk Show and Brad sent you there.
Hey, Lyle, remind me after hours. Ask me something about Atlas.
Okay.
Okay.
Talking about the 6x6 RC?
Not
Yeah,
the
the
guy
Atlas.
that holds the world, and not that guy.
No,
Not the
the
mythical
Atlas.
fake thing that people know about, but the RC that's real and tangible in this universe.
Yes, that.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
the
I'm in.
mythical
Okay, yeah,
guy.
I'm talking about that.
Hercules tricked him.
Sure. Thanks for clicking that.
That's what she said.
AZ
again.
Froggy says he's 3 shorts of 200. So
Is that
he
the
put
same
his,
as like missing one screw from your truck?
but then you got to call Tamiya and get them to send you a bag.
Well, hold on, I'm gonna go unsubscribe from Froggy's channel. He's gonna be 4 away now.
There you go.
Just 4 shorts of 200.
But we're unsubbing Brett. Okay.
So guys, go to AZ Froggy RC and more and go unsub to him because he's getting too close to 200.
Yeah, let's get him down to 169.
169.
Yeah.
It's a good number to have.
Because he's 3 away from being 200.
Oh,
No, don't do that. Click
Don't
the
do
link.
that.
And if you're not subscribe to him.
Put a link up. Put a link up. Put a link up.
The link is there. He gave him shuffle shout out. He wrote the
Oh, sorry. I still got bot.
Shut up.
I got bot blocked, so I don't see that.
terrible.
Hogs up the chat. There's too much, especially when Sean and Guru go crazy on shout out. You can't read the chat. It just fucking goes by.
No.
Yes.
Just in case people got the night bot, I put the link there to AZ Froggy and more.
And just so people know, the more his pants stay on, just so you know.
Blind guy says this blind guy has had enough for the night. Haha.
Yes.
See you later, blind guy.
I'll be available later if you want to do a video pad tutorial. Just so everybody else knows, Jeff's there from Blind Guy. His system crashed, and he doesn't have a video editor right now. And I told him about what I use. I use VideoPad. I do have the paid version, but the free version is really great. So if you guys are trying to make videos and you can't find a good software or half decent software off the internet, I use VideoPad. I've used it for like many years. It's good stuff. I have to yell at my dog now. Molly. Stop it.
Randy's
I'm trying to make a course, and one of the things I brought down for the course for the 118th and 124th is like those 4 cup holders you get from like Tim Hortons or Dairy Queen or McDonald's or whatever that holds 4 cups. I just put a bunch of them down. Stop it. And she's trying to eat them.
She's trying to eat them.
Oh, she is eating them.
Well, that's because you got leftover food on it or whatever. So she's trying
Something,
to eat it.
yeah. She's trying to get my attention. One of the two. She's doing really well. Get out of here. Yeah.
Cool. Real quick, we're gonna start the round table and call it a night. It's 11:23. It's a little early, but I'm tired tonight. I don't know why. I've been tired all day. So we're gonna cut this short and go to the after hour show, and we'll start with the Trail Crawler RC to say the goodbyes.
Thanks for having me, Frank. It's always a good time here. Everybody in the chat, thanks for coming around.
Thank you.
Hit that thumbs up on the way out.
Thank you very much. Sang.
Great chat, great laughs like usual. Thanks for having me, and good to see everyone. And that's it.
Nice to see you.
Cool. RC athlete, Lyle.
Oh, as always, great to be here. Thursdays is my special. I will always try and join in on a Tuesday night when I can. But yes, as other people have said, hit the thumbs up on your way in. Don't even think about it on your way out. Do it as soon as you join. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a quick little comment. Lyle is ugly. Dirk is sexy. Whatever you want to put in there. Just throw in a comment real quick. Help out the channel. Do what you got to do. And thanks for watching.
Thank you very much. Brad Kalman.
Thanks for having me. Hopefully you'll be seeing a new car soon when he gets back from Adam.
Cool. Thank you. John Martin. Thank you, John. That was really cool. Guru.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks. Guru.
Thanks for having me. Always a blast. See you on the next one.
Cool. Thank you. KBRC 13.
Yeah, my cat and me says thanks a lot. Thanks. See you next one.
Cool. Psycho 13 Garage.
Thanks for having me. Sorry I was a little late, a little busy, but made it in, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody.
Not a problem. You're always late, but you're always welcome.
Thank you.
Trail Critter RC, Jake.
All right, so Lyle was ugly. Dirk, I think, is just questionable, possibly late, maybe pregnant. And, see everyone now on Thursday.
See you later. Steven.
Hey, I turned my something off.
Now you got to bring your volume down, Brad. Bring your volume way down because your volume is too loud.
Make sure your hair is full. Brush all your hair forward.
Okay, now try it, Steve.
Okay. Lyle. Wait till he turns off the light. Just say okay. Bye.
Okay, bye, but stay there. Stay there. We're going to the after hour. The after hour, you're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff.
Okay,
so,
very good.
So, Spotlight. So, guys, thanks a lot for coming in here. Really appreciate it. And till next time, go charge up some batteries and go out there and break something. And because if you're not breaking anything, you're not having fun. So we'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.
Ooh. Ooh.